2018 World Championship just finished. IG from LPL, Fnatic from the EU LCS. It was a 3-0 for IG in the end. Their first title as an organization and the LPL's first title as well. But IG weren't the only winners from that result. Cloud9 and G2 were as well. I'm going to tell you why in this video, but before I do that, I'm feeling a little bit distracted. I can't really concentrate. I think for these talking head videos, you need like an overlay or something. So let me try and just I'll whip something up here to see if it helps. Okay, yeah, that's incredibly handsome and fashionable graphic design. Well, who knew it was my passion? So let me talk to you a bit about the 2018 Worlds and G2, Cloud9, ridiculous stories coming out of these two and why they benefited really from the way that the finals went down as it did. So there's loads of hype surrounding Fnatic for making the first finals as a Western team since Season 1, which most people don't even count, or some people don't even count as a World Championship because there were no Eastern teams really at the tournament. So Fnatic got a load of hype, deservedly so, and the spotlight was shone so bright on them that it cast a very heavy shadow on the rest of the West, specifically Cloud9 and G2. So I want to take this opportunity in this video to really hype up what these two teams achieved, because it is phenomenal what they were able to do. Like, not just historical, but unfathomably impressive what these two teams did at the World Championship. Now, I know with the way I'm phrasing the title and stuff, I'm not trying to say that G2 and Cloud9 are happy that Fnatic lost in the finals. I'm not trying to say Fnatic don't deserve any of the hype, that Fnatic are crap, nothing like that. I just really want to hype up these other two teams because, like I said, Fnatic got all of the hype during Worlds, and if they'd won it all, holy crap, that's what anyone would be talking about forever, and G2 and Cloud9 would absolutely be forgotten in this story. And we really shouldn't forget what these two teams has achieved and what they did achieve. So first things first, the whole kind of journey for Cloud9 and G2 was pretty long for them in this World Championships. They were the third seed coming out of EU and NA. And so because they were the third seeds, they had to come out of the play-in. So they had to play a whole other bunch of games to even qualify for the group stage. Not only that, but as a play-in squad, the way that the group stages are seeded, you're pretty much guaranteed to get thrown into a group that is incredibly hard for you to get out of, because the top seeds from the major regions are occupying the same groups as the qualifiers from the play-ins. And that's essentially what happened for G2 and for Cloud9. G2 got into a group with Flash Falls and Freaka, tough cookies there, and Cloud9, holy crap, they were in a group with RNG, Genji, sorry, I always say Genji, and Vitality. Like, wow, absolute group of death. So there were basically zero expectations for these teams to get out of groups, but they did it. And that's not easy. And I know it's not easy. The fact that they got out of their group is ridiculous. Like, guys, ridiculous. Cloud9, their group, they're in a group with the first seed out of China, who's won everything this far, and they're spearheaded by the best player in the world in Uzi. Not only that, they also have a Korean team in their groups, who also were the Korean team that won it all last year, and EU's second seed. For them to make it out of this groups is mind-blowing. Like, genuinely mind-blowing. Not just difficult, absolutely mind-blowing, considering especially that they are NA's third seed. The last time that a team advanced out of the group stage ahead of a Korean team, so to get out without the Korean team making it out, the last time that happened, 2013. 5 years ago. It's happened once, guys. It's happened once historically. 5 years ago. Ironically, that team was Samsung Ozone, who had Looper, Dandy, Dade, Impamata. They sucked that year. And then next year, 2014, Looper, Dade, Impamata Won it all. Except they replaced their mid laner. Did I say Dade? Dandy, sorry. Looper, Dandy. Impamata won it all. Replacing their mid laner Dade with Pawn. Which is double funny that they won it all because at that tournament, Dade was considered the best player there. So, figure, I don't know. Strange stuff. Anyway, that's besides the point here. The fact that Cloud9 made it out of the group, incredible. G2, likewise, they had to go up against Africa, Korea's second seed, and Flash Wolves, who people were saying, they're on form. This is the best iteration of Flash Wolves that we've seen. They're not going to choke like they did last year and the year before that. They're going to actually be very strong, and they're going to make it out of groups this year. They didn't do very well, but still, getting out of that groups, that was a difficult group for even a first seed EU team or NA team. That would have been a hard group to get out of. For a third seed to do it, really, really impressive. But then we get on into the quarterfinals. G2 and Cloud9 already having a pretty historical tournament so far. And that's going to be the word I'll use a lot in this video, historical, because holy shit, it's a very appropriate word to use. G2 gets seeded up against the tournament favorites, RNG. I've already talked a bit about those. And Cloud9 get put up against Africa. They were the second seed into Korea. Not easy matchups, to say the least. Two Asian teams, not an easy quarterfinal. No wild card that slipped through. No Taiwanese representative that's going to choke or anything like that. Nope. The two strongest regions and very strong teams from those regions. Guys, the West has only won a best of 5 against the East once. One time. One time has an EU or NA team beat a Chinese or Korean team at Worlds. That was in 2015 when Fnatic did it versus EDG. In London, I was there. It was a beautiful game. So you're staring down it already. And this time around, you're against... I mean, I don't think the Fnatic EDG matchup is as difficult as Cloud9. Fnatic were gods in 2015, guys. Okay, Cloud9 are the third seed NA team up against the second seed Korean team. And G2, third seed EU team, up against RNG, the tournament favorites. I may sound like I'm repeating myself a lot, guys, but it's seriously just to grasp the impressiveness of the situation. Like, I have to emphasize this. Really hard matchups. And both G2 and Cloud9 made it out of quarters. Ridiculous. For G2 to beat the tournament favorites never happened before. It's never happened before at Worlds that a Western team has beat the tournament favorites at Worlds. Never happened. Ever. Never. We have never seen that, and there's a good chance we will never see that again. Ridiculous stuff. Cloud9, for them to beat Africa as well. That's impressive. I don't think Africa were as good as RNG, but the fashion in which they did it to 3-0 someone, again, that's only... It's oh my god, it's crazy. It's just crazy. The only time that the West has 3-0'd people in the knockout stage. It's happened twice. First time was that Fnatic EDG matchup that I talked about before. The second time was when H2K beat Albus Nox Luna in the quarterfinals in 2016. And Albus Nox Luna were a wildcard team who'd made it out of groups. The West just doesn't do this, guys. And they did it versus Africa. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Then going into the semi-finals, G2 were put up against eventual tournament winners IG, and Cloud9 up against Fnatic. That's where their roads end, and where Fnatic's continued up into that finals, and it's kind of where they were garnering all that hype. But still, for a Western team to even make the semi-finals, that in itself is a massive achievement. It's happened 4 times in history when Worlds has been best of 5s in the knockout stages. 2013, Fnatic. 2015, Fnatic and Origin. 2016, H2K when they beat Albus Nox Luna, like I previously mentioned. You may notice a theme among those 4 teams. They're all European. Never, ever, once, ever has a North American team even made it out of quarters. And Cloud9, all of the stuff I mentioned before, they did it. They beasted their way and punched in North America's first semi-final appearance at the World Championship. I really hope, now that Worlds has finished, and now we're not in like the current situation where there's a chance that a Western team could take it all with Fnatic in the finals. I really hope we can look back at 2018 Worlds and see not only that Fnatic were able to make the finals, the first time a Western team had done so since Season 1, but also what the West was able to achieve outside of that. And this is me not even talking about Vitality, who took games off of RNG, off of Genji, who are ridiculous in the group stage as well. What they achieved in the group stage, they didn't even get out of groups. What they did in the group stage, that was ridiculous as well. Sad stories, obviously, for Team Liquid and 100 Thieves, but hey, we'll just, that's more like what we're used to seeing of Worlds, what those two teams did. But still, it's, I really hope that 2018 Worlds isn't remembered as Fnatic getting to the finals. And I don't think there's enough hype around what G2 and what Cloud9 were achieving. So hopefully through this video, you guys saw just how this stuff never happens. Like, it never happens. And considering, yes, it has happened now, the optimist in me wants to say, it'll be like this every year. But considering I've been watching World since Season 1, and it does not happen, and I'm inclined to say we will not see a World Championship like this. We will not see 3 teams, 4 if you want to include Vitality, really just do what these teams were able to do at Worlds. You never know, of course. I prefer to remain optimistic, but hey, let's give some love to Cloud9 and to G2. Of course, still Fnatic, but especially those teams. Let's not leave those two behind. I think I've rambled on for long enough now, so thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I don't really do these kind of videos, so I apologize if it was shite. But hey, you guys are used to me chatting shite, so I'm sure that's fine. Check thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to me for more. I love you all, and I will see you in my next